So we opened up a can of worms with the next two emails last week when we read Durbin's messages to me, right? All right, here we go. Hey, K100 crew, Tad from H-Town. The subject is K100 losers and Hogan's best matches. Hey, K100 crew, hope all is well and wishing Konnan continued good health. This week, unfortunately, I have to address Mike, I love women's wrestling, Durbin. You look like a loser, sound like a loser, act like a loser, and come off like a loser. I made a few jokes here and there about you, but get a life, dude. Konnan thinks you're a nice guy, so you're accepted. Just be grateful you're ever included on the show in general. My questions for all three. Since the passing of Hogan, we've watched a lot of his best matches. What matches do you think were the best of Hogan's career? P.S. Since the Astros now have Correa back and Jordan Alvarez is back soon, do you think we can get back to the World Series this year? Duh, yes. P.P.S. Konnan, can you say it straight? Did WWE simply not want ADR involved in AAA anymore? Let's start with the first question here.
Hogan?
Yeah, the best matches of Hogan's career. I liked his work against when he was like against Henning.
Savage.
Yeah, Savage.
Savage at WrestleMania 5 great.
Yeah, early Hulk Hogan was great.
Right.
You know?
Him and Warrior had a classic.
Right.
Not so much the second time.
Yeah, classic Hogan was the mid to late '80s was my favorite Hogan stuff. So
you know what? Later on down,
watch him work. He wasn't a bad worker at all.
No. And later on down the line, him and Paige did some good stuff too. That really helped bring Paige up. You know.
Who do you like, Konnan? Hogan match.
I liked him with Bossman, him with Perfect, because Perfect took sick bumps for him.
Right.
Yeah. So Boss.
And I liked his match with The Rock.
Interesting.
What do you think about this? Because there's going to be several in a row that are taking shots at Mike. What are we going to do here? This is an epidemic now. What should we just?
Bro, it's a show. If they take shots, they take shots. Man up and don't be a. Right. They take shots at me and Disco. I go, what's the big deal, dude? It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. No, I've turned over a new leaf. I'm hard as granite now.
Very hard to believe.
Yes.
So what is it that you suggest that we tell people not to talk bad about Mike, Joe?
No, because they're paid.
Well, what are we supposed to do
now? I don't, because we've also had emails complaining like enough's enough with the inner listener feuding and stuff. So
knock it off already. We got a bunch of
trolls.
Yeah, you got a lot of trolls, and they see that you get riled up, so they keep trolling you. That's why you're so easy to troll.
Yeah, this one's Disco's fault.
Not really.
Can you comment on ADR and AAA? The guy was his last question.
Well, if you don't see him using him, what does that mean, Joe?
There you go.
Well, that wasn't the question.
Okay, I'll say it one more time.
You say it straight.
If you're not seeing he's being used, same thing with Vince. Why isn't Vince being used? Do we need to get into details? No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Next is from the last one of the Patreon mailbag is from the Jewish Mexican from Nebraska. The subject is controversial legends. Hey, K100 crew, with Hulk Hogan recently passing, I was wondering your take on how some legends like Hogan are and were perceived versus others who actually committed crimes. Steve Austin actually his wife one of the time, Deborah, yet he seemingly gets a pass. Why do you think Hogan's pass acts as the center of focus of his death, yet others get a pass even while alive? Very easy, because in the past 6 or 7 years, any wrestler that has shown like that they're conservative or right wing, they're just going to get it from this crowd. Period.
Celebrities too, like Mel Gibson's never ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just the tenor of politics has infested its way into everything to where you're making a judgment about the quality of a person based on what politics he follows.
Or Herschel Walker. What was he accused of or charged with or whatever? I don't really know that. It was like or something.
No. He was like anti-abortion, but he gotten a girl pregnant, and had to get abortion.
Yeah. So any article about him is like anti-abortion activist Herschel Walker.
Right.
That's all they center.
What do you think, Konnan?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Get in the game with the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Bet on the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, soccer, golf, MMA, and more. Every sport, every market, right at your fingertips. Deposit instantly with PayPal, Venmo, or Apple Pay, starting at just $10. Win big and cash out fast. PayPal in 24 hours or instantly at retail sportsbooks. Available in over 20 states, FanDuel's app is your ticket to the action. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now.
Next is from our boy Hank Beanie. Subject is good deeds. Hey guys, my last email talking about Hulk Hogan's health went out just a day or so before he passed away. I had a feeling something was happening, and it's sad to know my intuition was right. This week I want to ask something more positive. I heard Brian last mention the former WCW referee told him how when Mark Curtis was diagnosed with cancer, Hogan stepped in behind the scenes to help him get connected with doctors and other support. I'd never heard that before. Hogan is often portrayed as selfish, so I think stories like that deserve more attention. In your time in the business, did you have a memorable story of another wrestler doing something truly good for someone that deserves recognition? That's from Handsome Hank. That is a misnomer that people have about Hulk Hogan. Okay, Hogan was very selfish about his wrestling character on the show and protecting his character. Okay, but bro, the guy was completely selfish with his friends. Like he took care of everybody, like all those guys. He got them deals. He got them he was always on the road with them. Hogan was not a bad guy. He was just like a pain creatively to work with because he was like, he had creative control, and he was like, he'd use it sometimes. So, but other than that, as a person, there's literally not. I mean, bro, like the funniest thing is when the Hogan stuff came out, when that tape came out, how long was that ago? 9-10 years ago? How long ago was that, Joe? Where's Joe's gone? I tweeted that I'd never seen that from Hogan before. Like I'd never, Cody, you probably too. Like, had you ever seen any signs from Hulk Hogan of that? Before it happened?
No, but I think we were living in an era you couldn't really say anything awkwardly anymore because you could get sued.
Right. Interesting.
But I always thought that he comes from the West Tampa area, which is kind of white boy part of Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like Pensacola,
Florida's
Jacksonville.
The farther down south you go, the more redneck it gets. Like that's just a fact. That's just the truth. So yeah.
Yeah, to me it was never, any big revelatory thing that white guys from that area would have certain prejudice because that's just the way it was. We were very segregated at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like all blacks went to one school, all Latinos went to another one.
Oh yeah, no, not the time that Hogan said that, but like with growing up, like right. So, yeah, interesting. All right, so next is from Brian Dunlop, our resident booker. The subject is R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, K100. There will never be another Hulk Hogan. I remember going to my first WWE wrestling show. I was 10 years old. It was August 26, 2002. It was a SmackDown house show, and it was the last show at the New Haven Coliseum. I wore a Hulk Still Rules shirt and hoped he'd be there, but unfortunately, Hogan didn't appear because he's written off WWE programming after being brutalized by Brock Lesnar. What was the one pro wrestler you wish you had seen wrestle or met in person? I never got the chance to see the Hulkster wrestle at an event, only seeing that on TV or online. Hogan was the cover star of a SmackDown Legends article I wrote exactly 1 week before his death, which defended his legacy and advocated for him to appear on the blue brand. Little did I know that appearance would be a tribute video recognizing his legendary life and career. God bless Hulk Hogan. The mark he left on pro wrestling pop culture and the lives of millions worldwide is simply immeasurable. Along with my first question, does K100 have any words or stories to share regarding the Immortal One? I mean, we've already talked about him ad nauseum already. How many times have we talked about Hogan?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, not anything. I got along with the guy. He was obviously you have to respect the path he paved for everybody in the business. If there'd never been a Hulk Hogan, I don't know who the next guy up would have been, like at that level of popularity. There might not have been anybody. So
they say Dusty, Kerry Von Erich, guys like that.
Yeah,
were like on Vince's radar.
I think it would have been Macho.
Yeah, he was coming up right after that.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.